Not playing today due to a back injury, but still a pretty strong WA side taking on the Allies in this AFL Under-18 Championships match. Jess Webster with the call.
So we're underway in Adelaide. Reid against Edwards. Can't wait to watch that battle progress this afternoon.
There's the athleticism of Ethan Reid on display, getting back to intercept. Sanders, one of Tasmania's top prospects to watch out for, the number 1. This is Beau Allen. He's one of 3 bottom agers out there for Western Australia today. Towards half forward, lovely leap from O'Driscoll. Dropped the mark, but kept his feet. Pounced on it at ground level. Coming the other way. The Allies try to push the ball out.
Back in the middle we go. Reid against Mitchell, who wins the tap. Straight down to Sanders of the Allies. Sends it to a pack inside 50, off hands. Allies have the numbers. Sanders and now McKercher combine at half-back.
Development as well, Mitch Thorpe down at Launceston, so it was really strong last week and can push his case further today.
Reid from the side, couldn't grab it. There's Sanders. Handball intercepted.
Lets it go from 55. It's going to fall short. Can they get a mark? A big fly from the back. Spills to the front, and Sanders is there and shares it with McKercher. Gives it back to Sanders. Now off to Ryder. Been corralled close to the boundary line. High kick from Thomas down the line. Big pack. Chance for WA, but Thomas is there. Shares it with Graham. Can they find some run and dash from half-back? Here's Sanders. Wants to give it back to Graham. Spears a kick down the line. Looking for Gothard. It's off hands. Sanders comes through. Another touch for him.
Boundary throw in. Smith doing the ruck work. Pounced on by Rogers. Just got a handball away to Sanders. Retreating. Sanders working in tandem there with Marshall. And the kick inside 50 is well weighted and well marked as the second quarter gets underway. Here's Jess Webster.
Here's a chance for Cleary in the middle of the ground. He's brought to ground. How will the umpires see that? It's a free kick the Allies' way for in the back as Sanders emerges with it and sends a long ball looking for Walter. Couldn't complete the mark. Ferris at quaffle level last year. From the stoppage. Sanders again. Another touch for him.
Well, basically, since halfway through the first quarter, they're starting to really stamp their authority in this contest and putting up a big challenge for this WA side. And he was pushed in the back. Sanders. Touch number 13 for him. It's a good one. Matthews sweeps it in towards a dangerous position. Great athleticism from Reid. Sanders over his head. Terrific find via hands. Down on selection today because Evan Smith's got the gig instead.
That's right, as the backup too. He's averaged 35 hit-outs this year at Colts level, Evan Smith. So
line with lots of ease. Great transition from the Allies. Marked by Cleary. Sanders racking them up. Arches his back and sends it towards inside 50. Reid going back with a fly. Plucks it. What a grab from the ruck.
And the scope around the field.
Ball back into play. Sanders, another disposal for him. Looking for Walter this time. Pass down the line. It was Van Rooyen rather who couldn't trap it. And now the Allies come up with it as Sanders takes the mark. Haven't seen a lot of Van Rooyen yet so far for WA. Of course, the brother of Jacob.
Sanders and McKercher, the two Tassie boys link up. Sanders gets it back. Sends it towards goal. We've got a good look at this one. It bends late today at Thebarton Oval. Making a statement. McKercher arches the back and handballs it away. And an opportunity for Sanders. He's got the socks down at the moment. Back to McKercher. That is awesome play from the two Tasmanian players.
Chips it to McKercher. He's starting to rack them up. Finds Sanders. And they've got space forward of the ball here as Ryder eyes the stick.
High kick. Edwards was in there for Western Australia. Comes out to Cleary. Cabor. Sidestep was good. Back to Cleary. The two Swans Academy prospects linking up well. Sanders to Rogers. Inside 50. Walter. Good pressure though from the Allies. Keeps it in that forward 50 area. Sanders thought about the hand pass. Then went for the hand pass further afield. Callanan head over the ball. Wins himself a free kick. Towards half back. Edwards up high, couldn't take it. Sanders at ground level to Rowlands.
Earlier in the year, they had one in January and then had one a couple of weeks ago in preparation for the carnival. And what Mark McVeigh and the other coaches have been able to do is just to build this real team cohesiveness. And you can see...
Thanks to Callum Michael on the boundary. So a 56-point lead to the Allies at three-quarter time. It was Charlie McCormack in that third quarter with 3 goals, joining Jack Callanan with 3 majors as well at the last change as the final quarter gets underway. And Sanders coming up for another disposal. Number 27 for him. McKercher had a huge third quarter. He's up to 30 disposals. Sanders will get it back and poke the...
that certainly earns you a lot of respect in the industry.
Secondary ball up, Sanders. What a wonderful clearance. Explodes away from the centre bounce. Eyes up the goals. Walter is there. It's going to go all the way. Ryley Sanders. Magnificent.
That was the Jason Horne-Francis moment, wasn't it? We spoke about him earlier. He's
working hard in there as Rogers releases Sanders, Ryder, and now the chain of...
Speed inside 50 by Matthews, and Gander able to chop it off, and they're smelling blood here, the Allies.
McKercher wants to find Sanders. It's a Walter with a big fly again. Got his hand to it. Couldn't come down with it, May. He's stripped to the footy. Umpire says play on.
Nick Dacos had 40-odd a couple of years
right.
ago playing at Windy Hill, playing for Vic Metro. He hit a couple of goals that day too. He's a high level, high benchmark. let's say he's the record. Of course, the set 25-minute quarters.
WA look to move it forward. Scoble just got boot to ball, but Sanders will track it for the Allies. He passes.
And nicely gathered in the end by Lindbergh, but he was immediately run down. Great defensive pressure from the Allies. Sanders gets... They'll be taking on South Australia at Icon Park, and I think he's been talked about a lot, Harley Reid, and I think we're all kind of looking forward to seeing what he can do on the national stage.
Oh, look, I think it's a learning performance. Obviously, the Allies have been pretty impressive with the way they've moved the ball and hit the scoreboard, and it doesn't look favourably for the WA guys, but they'll just clear a few of them. I think...
Come on, Tark.
I think McKercher's had a fantastic game. A 4-quarter performance, as has Ryley Sanders. Both have...
And this Allies team under Mark McVeigh makes another statement at Thebarton Oval. An 88-point demolition.